After nearly 30 years of what I believed was an ironclad marriage, my world was incinerated by a betrayal so callous it felt like a physical blow. At 57, I thought my wife, Diane, and I were entering our golden years of peace and prosperity, built on the back of my decades of relentless hard work and loyalty. I had provided a life of absolute security, a beautiful home, and a future most would envy. But while I was planning our retirement travels, Diane was busy auditioning my replacement, a man she thought was an upgrade, but who turned out to be the architect of her ultimate downfall. The discovery was chilling, a digital trail of calculated deceit that proved she had been planning to strip me of my dignity and my assets for over a year. She mocked my stability, calling my lifelong devotion suffocating, while she chased a toxic fantasy with a man who had nothing to offer but empty promises. I didn't explode in rage. Instead, I became a ghost. I moved with surgical precision, leveraging every legal protection I had built over 30 years. Because of her documented financial betrayals and the strategic way I handled our assets, Diane walked away from our divorce with a fraction of what she expected. She thought her new lover would be her knight in shining armor, but the moment she was no longer a wealthy woman, the romance turned into a battlefield of resentment. The karma train didn't just stop at her door, it rolled over her entire existence. Her lover, a man who had built his life on lies, was exposed for his own professional frauds, losing everything shortly after their illicit union became public. Diane went from being the respected matriarch of a wealthy estate to living in a cramped, rented apartment, abandoned by the social circles she once dominated and ignored by the very man she sacrificed her soul for. The most devastating blow hit when she tried to crawl back, weeping about mistakes, only to find that I had rebuilt my life with a level of success and vitality she could no longer even touch. I am traveling the world, my business is thriving, and the peace I feel is a victory she will never understand. She traded a life of gold for a handful of ash, and now she watches from the sidelines as the man she betrayed lives the life she was never worthy of. Karma didn't just visit her, it stayed to make sure she felt every ounce of the loss she created.